Hey, welcome back to Autcraft Season 5. I am Dune Peaches. This is episode 8, and that is the ugliest forest ever. So let me fix it. And there you go. See, I don't know why you YouTubers or any of you Minecraft players think this is so hard. If you just spin or snap your fingers, good things happen. So that is a cleared out little forest right there. Yes, we're still in the dark forest, dark oak forest, but right now all I see is chickens. And oh, I missed. There are a lot of chickens around here. So now that we've cleaned this up, we can do some major expansions of what we were trying to do over here, and that's what this episode's going to be about. I have all these sheep in here. Oh, look, another! I'm telling you, eggs everywhere. And hello, I got Mr. Swimmer and Mrs. Swimmer here in the little thing here. I don't know if that's going to make a chicken. We'll find out later. But in here, I snuck in all these sheep and didn't do anything with them. I just wanted to keep them safe. So now I'm thinking about how to do a sheep farm. And I don't want it to be a typical sheep farm. I got to clean some of this up. So many leaves. So many leaves. I don't want it to be a typical sheep farm. You know, everybody sticks them in the ground and just collects it with shears and all that kind of stuff. Or they put them in a barn. And the barns look good. I like the ideas, but I want to do something a little bit different. I want to, in the episode, or by the end of the episode, I want this entire area to be landscaped. And if I'm going to do that in a sheep farm, then I think I better start with terraforming some of this, making it look a little bit cleaner, and getting rid of flowing water. This is amazing. Why is this flowing water in here? Yeah, but clean it all up, and let's see what we can kind of figure out as far as a sheep farm would go. Okay, so while I'm working on terraforming over there, let's go ahead and go check the shulker shop. And a duck. I saw this, and this is wonderful. So there's a lot of things going on in the shopping district. I know Rusty's got a new iron shop, and I think he even has copper up here too. I think that's why he made this out of copper. And I think he even said somebody else is selling copper, so that's kind of funny. The duck is unbelievable. I love it. This is cool. I love the face. And here's the other part about this. If I'm over at... Oh, if there's some... Oh my gosh, this is new too. So, spoiler alert. I'm sorry if some of this I haven't been shown yet. But the duck just stares at me every time I'm over here at my shop. So, that's amazing. Well, that's new. For Dune. Oh! I wonder if Anki did this, because Anki helped me. I didn't have any of the skulk sensors and that kind of stuff, and I wanted some for the music in here, so thank you if that was Anki. I'm thinking it was, but we are going to take all of that. That is not the right tool. Thank you. All right. Hi, Gio. How's it going? How's it been going? It has been going well. That's 18? 18. And by the way, whoever bought that is very boring, like we said, so I have to restock that. I was here just the other day, and there was like, I don't know, 4 or 5 cyan, a couple reds and yellows, and that kind of stuff bought. So people are, you know, purchasing all this, and that's wonderful. So I'm gonna grab some shulkers and restock those 18, and we'll go from there. Okay, so down here, I never did rebuild the automatic shulker farm, which is fine, or the automatic shulker maker. But if I just pop that, look at this. Haha. I didn't do that on purpose. Where it was right at the edge of that, or right at the, you know, peak of the circle, but it definitely works and makes it so much easier to restock this one. So here we go, all restocked, and boop, there we go. All right, easy enough. Do you think I'm gonna run out this season? I don't think so, but I do challenge all the Autcrafters to see if I'm gonna run out, huh? Challenge me. I'll go back and get more, I promise. Oh, playing chicken with the duck, playing chicken with the duck. Ugh. Did I win? Okay, well, thank you for bearing with me with that little quick time lapse. And this is why I did it, because I want melons and I want pumpkins. I don't want to have to worry about the farms, and these little farms here are very, very good for that. Once they're up and running, and they just go. They just produce and produce. And I went ahead and did that to at least get them to this point where they're running, while I come over here and work on my sheep area, which I've got a little shape of a retaining wall in here, and I did some terraforming just to smooth out some of the curves. And that's all I've done. And then I got to thinking, no. Get these installed first so that while I'm working, it can be collecting just like that. And there it goes. And it goes down, and it empties, and it comes back. Yeah, there. All right. So what I might end up doing before working even more on the sheep farm is to hook up that farm to the trading hall. Right here. Yeah, because you have pumpkin and melon, and I think they all do. Well, at least one or the other. That one had both, which is great. This one has both, which I didn't even have this guy opened up all the way yet. And this guy has both, so just where am I going to put it is the question, because this is full, and I still love the idea of the visual of everything that they can trade for, so we'll figure out a space in here to put the melons and the pumpkins. Maybe just down here, but we'll see. And that way we can trade with these guys for emeralds as much as we can, as much as melons and stuff. And that would be a wonderful way to do it. And we have the... Yeah, we're doing it, guys. This trading hall is going to be the most magnificent trading hall. Magnificent may not be the word for it, but it's definitely the most functional. Okay, so we've got quite a bit done. We got this thing hooked up. And if you've noticed, I do like to do the replays with the shaders. I don't play with the shaders much. I have a hard time recording and everything with the shaders. The frames per second drop well below 100 frames per second if I do. Basically, I've done some upgrades to my PC, and now the bottleneck is the CPU and or graphics card. I think at this point it's the CPU, but I do like playing with the shaders, and I'm going to continue to do so. So here's what I got set up. I did get that all set up to this spot, and yeah, that is a lot of melons. And so I do have to come through here and actually make the melons every once in a while, and that's not a good thing. So there's some room behind this wall to set up an auto crafter. I'll probably end up doing that. But if we come here, this guy has melons, which is awesome. This guy has pumpkins and melons. And you know what? Now that I've seen this, where they have pumpkins and melons, and I can actually stand here and trade 12 pumpkins and 12 melons and get 24 emeralds at a time at one guy. I'm now thinking that this is actually a better trade and a better system of getting emeralds than the iron trades with these guys. And granted, you know, there's 3 different kinds, right? The armors, the toolsmiths, and weaponsmiths that will trade the iron. But each one of these only trades 12 at a time, and then they have to be unlocked. Whereas these guys trade 24 at a time, and then they have to be unlocked. So why haven't I done this in the past? I don't know why I haven't. And then sometimes you catch them where I can come back to the front of the line and just start trading all over again, like they're unlocked in time of the day kind of thing. So I've walked away from here with like 3 stacks of emeralds before, and there you go. I'm gonna have to start making blocks out of my emeralds. I'll put these back. All right. The other thing I'm probably gonna do. Oh, yeah, more pumpkins coming through. I gotta take these, like I said a minute ago, and make melons. I'll do the autocrafter, but when I do the autocrafter, I'll probably end up just... Well, I could separate these out into chests, or, since I own the shulker farm, just start putting shulkers down here full of this stuff so I don't lose too much. And maybe at the end of the season, I'll just deliver shulkers of pumpkins and melons to everybody for fun. Something in the future I'm going to do is actually come in here and decorate this farm a little bit. This was supposed to be a temporary bamboo farm, but it's actually done fairly well for me. And right here next to it is the line that comes in for the farmers. So again, plenty of room down here to do an autocrafter to turn the slices back to melons. Now, why do I have so much stock in there? It's because the farms have been running for a long time, because I've made some progress on the sheep farm, which is on the other side of this hill here, and it's at nighttime. should be safe if I did this correctly with the wall. So let's go in here. You can see the sheep are already moved out, except for one lonely guy. Will you come with me? Come with me. Come on. Come on. You can come out of there. Now, everything underneath here, is my plan is to make storage for the wool as it gets collected. So you can see I mimicked the entrance, although I need to get something in here in the walls, and when I do the inside, I'll fix that. I've also cleaned up the hillsides. None of the sheep can get out because of a specialty fence that I built, which does include the pale oak to kind of tie it into the base boundary. And look at you. Look at you. I see. Can I hit you with an egg? I hit him. Did it make an egg? That would have been even better. Or make an egg. Make a chicken? No, it doesn't look like it. Anyway, so I put this fence up through here, and it's got some greenery and everything in it. But the idea when I did this was obviously to make it to where the sheep cannot jump up on anything to get out. So you have some simple stretches like this, maybe some more complex. I'd like to put the trapdoors in here and oxidize them just slightly. This is, I love putting a little bit of greenery in with these fences, but you have to be very careful that the sheep can't get up here and then walk out. I don't think it can. I'll keep an eye on. But I did bring all the sheep out here. More eggs. I did. I brought them out here, and I've been watching them. I don't see anything. I'm more worried about the water. I made it too deep all around the edges there and over here with the idea that mobs can't, zombies and everything, they can't swim up out of that 2 block, and they can't get up here. I've had a little baby zombie come around here, so I'm like, nope, and I dig this out. I don't think the sheep got on the other side. Can he jump up here? Oh, how did he do that? Okay, coming back this way is easy. I don't mind that, but how did he get on the other side? I didn't think they could jump up on the trapdoors like we can. These here. Really? Huh. Well, maybe I will have to put a fence up around here to keep him from being able to do that. Well, he's back. Okay, I'll keep an eye on. But what we need to do, need to put up little pins, at least 16 pins, so we can automatically shear these guys and collect all the stuff. And not all this terraforming is done. I just went through here, kind of randomly and put these paths in. So I'll build up the paths just a little bit more. They're not going to be as beefy as the paths over there because this is less traveled. But I might have a pen here, a pen over here. What is that? See, he can't come up here. Get out here. Get out here. I'm going to hit you with the hoe. Okay. And strategically put these in there. So maybe 2, 2, 2, 4, 6, somewhere around here. At the end of this path over here, the path kind of dies out because of the water features behind. So maybe 1 pin right here. I do want some custom trees in here, so I made an acacia tree right here just as a placeholder. I gotta make this look better. I really do. Thought I heard something. And then the path comes around here, and we'll go all the way to the end where there'll be another couple pins down here. I was even thinking about putting some pins in this wall with a lean-to roof or something against it to break up the to break up the straight line of this wall from the top. From down here it doesn't look too bad, but up here it's like, okay, what am I doing with this area here, and how is this going to tie in? So the more and more I work on it, the more ideas come up. Again, that's the point of Minecraft. So pins, custom trees, landscaping, maybe a little bit of berry bushes in here to give it a little bit of color. I got a little bit of pink here in the azalea bushes and that kind of stuff, which works. But I'm also thinking that I need to look through the block palette to see what else goes with moss and grass. It's kind of a mixture between these two to put another color in that gradient. We'll see how all that works. And haha, you can't come out this way. So at this point, let me get a couple pins in, and we'll go from there. Maybe I'll get all the pins in and then show you how I'm going to decorate everything inside of here and get the storage system set up too. Okay, so we're going to take a quick break from building the sheep farm because I got a message from AutoGear saying that he threw a bunch of diamonds into, I believe, the white shulker. Oh, I love the music. It gets me every time. Into the white shulker and was waiting for things to pop out, and it never did. Now, I might have been cheating a little here because what I never did to the shop down here is I never actually installed the redstone that would automatically restock each one of these colors. And the reason I did that is because when I filled these things up. Oh, look at this. Oh yeah, getting low. People are buying things. 18. 13. People are throwing oh, 18's the filter. Ha. But 13 is still a good amount because that leaves what? 6 left, which if this is fun, yeah, I'm gonna have to go through each one of these and look. That's the filter. That's not the filter. That's the filter. 18. Who is 2 left? Holy cow, people are buying stuff. And my understanding, there's 30 in here, and there's no way he got 30 white shulkers. And actually, he says something about needing 74. So I'm going to quickly go through each one of these and see how many diamonds we got. And maybe this was going to force me to actually take all my components here and reinstall all of the automatic crafters and the auto-crafters and that kind of stuff to make shulkers and to send them to the areas that need them so that I never have to restock. But I don't know. To be honest with you, Autcraft, or Auto Gear, I didn't think the auto-crafters were going to test that like this, and you proved me wrong. So let me restock real quick. Okay, so I've gone through each one of these and pulled them all out, and holy cow. I know I haven't been to the shop in a while, but I think most of this is all Auto Gear. 30, 18, 13, 10, 5, and 6 of all these different colors right here. So, if I was to put them all together, that is well over a stack of diamonds, and that is why we do it. That is why we do this. So, let me pull out my I'm So Rich Not Really box. Let me go over here and make more blocks. Boom, boom, boom. Not bad, not bad. We spend a lot of diamonds. We really do. I like to go around to the other shops and spend diamonds. But I haven't had to actually use my fortune pick on some of these, have I? Haha. And this is the only Totem of Obsidian I've actually ever held this season so far. So good stuff there. Great. I have in my inventory, as you can see down here, I've got shulker shells, boxes, storages, or, chests, there we go, and white dye. And that's because, again, Auto Gear needs 55 more. He paid for 30 whites and only got like 19, 18, or 19 of them, which is fine. I don't mind. Originally I was kidding around with Rosie that if you put it in there, something in there, you're just gonna lose it, right? Including the diamonds. But if you're paying diamonds and no stock is coming out, then that's definitely my fault. So, oh, you know what I didn't do? I didn't check this. Is anybody buying the loser ones? No, you are also smart. None of you are boring, and that is awesome. So, we are going to find a great place to put all of these shulkers for Auto Gear, and let's just go find that place now. Auto's Hold TM. Okay, haha, found it. And gray, leaning back to, okay, maybe follow the carpets next time. Let's go through here and see how much work he's done. I only got 13 rockets left. And that is a hole. Once it loads in, holy cow. Wait, until it loads in. No, that's the hole. This is just the wall of the hole. Holy cow. So he said, let's see, build your world eater. Here's the wall of chests. And apparently there's one named Stone. No, it's not lit up out here. He's dangerous as can be. I don't have a bed on me either, so we might, oh, bed. Ha! Standing on it, doofus. Okay, let's fly down here. Make sure there's no creepers. Nope, I don't see any. Alright. One's deep slate, cobble, clay, stone. Is this a wall of stone, literally? Yeah, so he needs his shulkers here. So I'll drop all 55 of the shulkers right over here, and we'll go from there. How am I going to do this? How do I want to do this? I went ahead and delivered the 55 shulkers, and I put them like that. Why? I don't know. Thought it was funny. Maybe aggravate him a little bit. But he's got all of his shulkers. Where am I going? Gotta go up here somewhere. All of his shulkers that obviously he's wanting to store some stone, because I think every single one of those chests are full of stone. And, yeah. Amazing guy. He's been digging a lot, and that's, hope he doesn't mind me showing this, because I'm not exactly sure what he's going to do with all this, but that, man, he spent the entire season doing it, so. Well, wrong, left, Ranther. Welcome to the hole. Yep. Alright, well, let's get back and continue working on our base. Alright, we are back at the base, and I have a squid head on. Actually, that's a glow ink squid, glow squid head on. Yeah, been trying to farm a little bit of those here lately, and I actually have a nice spot underneath here to do that, especially since we got the conduit in over there. Anyway, so I have made some upgrades. I've done a bunch in here with the wool farm, and I did not record it. Why? Well, that's pretty easy. I have been playing for like 20 minutes every other day for a while now. I haven't had a lot of time to play, so it's really hard to, record things and to plan things out when it's just segments all over the place. So instead, we're just going to give you a tour of Dune's wool pasture. So obviously we come down in here, and I made this look like a cave. If you guys remember what this looked like prior to some of the other clips, it was just a dirt hole that went from one end to the other. But we went ahead and put a sorting system in, and that sorting system is doing pretty well. And I can quickly tell which colors are built in, like this one. Cyan's a little bit better than green and everything else, but I can see which colors are producing more, and we can relate that directly to how these pens are built, how fast the grass gets reestablished so that the sheep can eat, and also the collection system, whether or not it can actually reach the fallen wool. But I don't need a lot of wool, so I know this is not a very efficient system, but I don't care. I will say this though. Apparently white is having a field day. Anyway, so we walk out, and we can turn left. We can see a couple pins, and this is what I meant by the efficiency of the pins. When this guy eats, that wool can sit up on top of these blocks here, or they come right up to the front of this gate, and the only spot that in here that the wool can be picked up is right there where he's standing. So it kind of does depend on where it lands, but again, I don't care. Come around here to the left, and we've got 5 more pins. Yeah, 2 right there, 2 right here, and 1 right here. So 5 more pins, and you can walk to the end of this if you want and get to the water. So I'm thinking about making a little dock out here eventually, but we put a special little tree back over here, sightline, and when we turn around and walk the other way, we have this view. Now, I love the skyline here. I like how this works. You can see the fence, the specialty tree that which was a really easy little tree to put in, and the Dune's wool pasture sign. The sightline here is empty, and I did that, well, I'm going to leave it like that purposefully from this point of view, because what I'm going to build on top over there with the farms and that kind of stuff, I think is going to fill that in eventually, if I've got time to do it. But as we walk through here, we can turn up here to the left, and hi buddy, yes, we have some free range sheep, but obviously also the sheep that are producing. A little small path over here that goes to the red. Nobody likes the red. Nobody likes the red, so you can see nobody, walks back here, and he's just back here by himself. Yep, you're a lonely little guy. Let's go back over here, because you can split up to the left, or you can go to the right, where I've got this nice little sitting area. I like this little trellis, this little sitting area over here. I apologize. I did see something similar to this online, so not to take anybody's design, but I really liked how it looked, so I wanted to kind of add to it. I've added a few little things to it, change it slightly. And then this one's mine. I like this, and some plants. So you can sit here on the bench. That's great. By the fire. Everything's nice. Good. Another specialty tree up there. As we move forward, we've got these guys in the wall, which I really like. Now, this will be a little different, because I think up top, I left this roof flat, because up top, when I do build something, this might be a second tier or some kind of roof over the top, where maybe from that upper level, I can walk out and look over the pasture and it's, over the overhang. But these guys, the black, the white, again, the white is collected and it's producing more than anything else. I need to take care of this torch. I put the torch there because maybe I thought it wasn't getting enough light in here to actually regenerate. This one, look at that, it already is. Just eat, man. And obviously by the time I got to this point, I started replacing walls and that kind of stuff with just full blocks, so that the the dropped wool blocks only have, you know, a little bit less of a chance of not being picked up. So anyway, we walk this way, and we have our little pond, which we can come and fish off of if we want to, with a little light over it, and a nice little view with another custom tree over the top. Wonderful. Hay bales. We have to have hay bales. I mean, this is a sheep pasture, so the hay bales are everywhere. And here are the last few colors we can walk down to. See right there. See that? So some of those get picked up, and some of those won't. If we just wait a minute. Let's wait for the cart. We can do it. We can wait. See? So those would technically be wasted. And there's 4 of them there. So if I see it, I can come in here and just throw them to the back side, and it'll be fine. But those... See, all but one of those would be picked up. That one won't be picked up. So sometimes it's not very efficient. And I know it's not, but I'm going not for efficiency. Oh, wow, I can't even throw it back there. Come on. There it goes. I'm not going for efficiency. I'm going for just how it looks. And if I get some wool out of it, I get some wool out of it. So that's the wool farm, guys. Here, I guess what I'll do is I'll switch it over here for for the exit of this video. I'll switch it over to the shaders, and I'll fly through it maybe in a kind of like a little replay thing, so you can kind of see how it looks in the shaders. I love how the shaders look through here. I'm honestly loving the expansion of the base, even with something as simple as a wool farm sheep farm. But as a wool farm, it just gives you some place to walk through, which is nice. And you know what, guys? This takes forever. This kind of building and landscaping and thought, you know, every little spot. I mean, if I'll even say that maybe back over here over my right shoulder, right up here, seems a little empty, needs something, but not something too much, because it's just overdoes it. So that's why it takes a while to do this kind of things. I'm looking forward to the next video. I have a couple ideas about what I can build and where to build those things. Maybe right over here. Maybe we'll get this area filled in. And we need to pay attention to the melon farm that we made earlier this video, because it is producing so much over there. And it is just backing up like crazy. So there's lots of stuff to do. Stay with us. I love you all. I appreciate it. Hit that like button if you want to, and subscribe. I'll see you later.